welcome. You're probably clicking on this because you either A, agree with me, or B, think that I'm some new breed of psychopathic, moronic fuck, and you're here to watch as I try to explain to you why Live Bait is secretly the best episode of The Walking Dead. And I promise you, by the end of this video, while you may not agree with me, you'll be able to see where I'm coming from with this opinion. You can still disagree. I don't care. But let's just go ahead and get into this. So Live Bait is the fourth season's sixth episode. And it takes place, or released 2 episodes before what is commonly referred to as the series' best episode, Too Far Gone, which is the infamous end of the Governor and his main arc. This episode is sandwiched between the episode that I can never fucking remember the name of, but the other Governor, like, quote-unquote redemption arc. I'll get into that. And Internment, which is another very highly rated episode. Internment ended on the cliffhanger of the Governor being revealed to be alive and still stalking the prison, and then immediately after that we have Live Bait. This is one of the show's lowest rated, or at least this season's lowest rated episodes, with only a 7.7 on IMDb, while its highest rated episode, the previously mentioned Too Far Gone, sits at a 9.6. Pretty drastic difference there. Live Bait is the first of the two quote-unquote redemption arc episodes of the Governor. These episodes are kind of hated within the community because they redeemed the Governor before killing him off in Too Far Gone. But they're wrong. Everybody who says that is completely wrong. And I'm going to explain to you why. It's because these episodes aren't a redemption arc. He's not trying to... He may be kind of trying to redeem himself, but I feel that the Governor actually really doesn't fucking care. And that sounds kind of odd, but it makes sense. He doesn't actually care about redemption. He cares about trying to escape his past. And you can see this in the episode. But first I'm going to give a little brief recap of the episode. This episode begins with the ending of Season 3, with the Governor kind of disappearing away after an attack on the prison that ended unsuccessfully. The prison being where the main group with Rick and all of them are currently at. The Governor wanted to take over the prison, launched an attack, and it failed miserably. So him and a few of his top-ranking sergeants and whatever from his town of Woodbury go after the events of the failed attack, kind of disappear and leave Woodbury behind. We see them in a group of tents in kind of a makeshift camp. And the episode picks up, really, when the Governor awakes one morning to find that everybody else has just left him, and that he is now alone. We see him with a beard, now longer, more unkempt hair. He has completely changed. He is a shell of his former self. While we have seen the group, our main group, go through hardship over the past 5 episodes, they've always come back, and the Governor now is alone, broken, changed. He walks across towns, goes out scavenging, eventually fighting off a walker with his bare hands, which is some raw fucking strength there, my dude. He walks through these towns, these fucking barren ghost towns, as Last Pale Light in the West plays, which is the perfect song for the scene, as the Governor really is the last of his kind. He's the last man who genuinely believes in the existence of a community or civilization, even if his ideas of civilization are just broken by this point. He eventually comes across a small family, 2 sisters, a child, and the father/grandfather of the group. he decides to go and help them in exchange for space in the apartment complex that they are currently using as their little camp/settlement. Eventually trying to befriend all of them, giving them a fake name that he saw on a barn door, and then just believing him and trusting that he is this person who he claims to be. And now on to the thing that I said, because that's basically the entire episode, about how this isn't actually the governor's redemption. It's pretty simple. He says it himself. When he's talking to one of the family members, or both of them, I guess, about where he's from, he talks about Woodbury, a town that's not there anymore, and when they ask why he left, he says he just lost it. And when they ask him who, he says the man in charge, referencing himself and realizing that he is flawed and that he has completely lost his mind. He's not trying to redeem himself for these actions. He's trying to escape them. He knows that what he did to the main group was wrong. He knows what he did specifically to Glenn and Maggie, the torture, was wrong. He knows that everything he did in Woodbury was fucked up and against what he would have wanted before the apocalypse and before the zombie apocalypse broke out. He realizes this, but he knows he cannot change it. It's not a redemption. It is an attempt at an escape, and he remains this relatively sane and collected person until he meets back up with these people and finds community again. It's not that he's damaged and these people fixed him, although briefly. It's that he cannot operate within a community because he seeks power within community. When he is among a family, he feels like a part of a family, like why he tried to bring his daughter back after she had turned. He doesn't see these people as some big group of survivors. He sees them as people he can be a part of the family of. He wants a family, not community. But when he gets into community, he wants power. The governor is not redeeming himself. As I've said countless times, he is escaping that power and escaping the desire for more. And the reason that he dies in Too Far Gone is because he got the power that he wanted. He finally had the strength to take over the entirety of the prison with as much force as he needed. And that's what sent him over the edge and got him killed. Now it's time to talk about why Too Far Gone doesn't actually defeat this episode, but only makes it better. Too Far Gone has one of the greatest dialogue exchanges in The Walking Dead. Rick and the governor's final conversation, in which Rick tells them that they can just split the prison and go their separate ways. That the governor is, quote, not too far gone. To which the governor simply replies to Rick one word of liar before decapitating Herschel, one of the core members of Rick's group. The governor is not only saying that Rick is too far gone, he is having this realization again that he himself is over the edge and cannot be saved, while also acknowledging that he knows that Rick, now being part of a community, will eventually have the same bloodlust and search for power that Rick does. And we see this only episodes later within the same season, albeit the latter half of Season 4, while this occurs in the mid-season finale, where Rick, in an attempt to save Carl, but a bit excessively, bites out a man's jugular. The governor is warning Rick that he will be just like the governor. And that is why Live Bait works, is because it sets up the future, and because it's not a redemption arc. It's the governor's realization of his wrongdoings. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, check out my other content. I've done a lot on The Walking Dead, reviewing the first 10 seasons. Check that out, as well as Fear the Walking Dead. So, there. And again, if you enjoyed, consider leaving a comment and subscribing. Tell me if you agree with this, and if you don't, what you think the best episode of The Walking Dead is.